Have you ever been underestimated or judged unfairly? Maybe someone laughed at you, called you foolish, or even said you'd never achieve anything. If that's ever happened to you, this story is for you. Watch till the end. Once upon a time, many years ago, in a mighty kingdom, there lived a wise minister whose intelligence was known far and wide. The king trusted him more than anyone else in the palace. In fact, the king never made an important decision without asking for the minister's advice. But this trust also created jealousy. Other members of the royal court hated the minister. They looked for every chance to humiliate him. They waited patiently, hoping for the day when they could see him embarrassed. And one day, that chance came. In front of the entire court, the king laughed and said, "Minister, you may be the smartest man in this kingdom, but your son is the biggest fool I have ever met." The court erupted in laughter. Ministers, generals, nobles. Everyone laughed loudly, as if this was the funniest joke they had ever heard. The minister's face turned red with shame, but he didn't argue with the king. He didn't defend his son in front of others. Instead, he quietly left the palace and hurried home, determined to get answers directly from his son. When he reached home, he called for his son immediately. His voice was heavy with anger and disappointment. "Son," he asked, "why does the king call you foolish? Why does he embarrass me every single morning?" The boy looked calm. There was no fear in his eyes, only a quiet smile. He replied, "Father, every morning the king places 2 coins before me, 1 gold, 1 silver. He asks me which one is more valuable, and every morning I choose the silver coin." The minister was shocked. He raised his voice in frustration. "But you know gold is worth more than silver. Why do you make yourself look foolish in front of the king and the entire court?" The boy simply smiled again. "Father, let me show you something." He led his father to his room and opened a wooden chest. Inside, the box was overflowing with silver coins, hundreds of them, neatly stacked and shining. The minister's eyes widened. He could hardly believe what he was seeing. "Where did all of this come from?" he asked, stunned. The son replied, "These are the coins I have collected from the king. Every day he gives me a silver coin when I choose it over gold. And every day the court laughs at me, but think about it, father. If I ever take the gold coin, the king will stop playing this game. He will stop asking me, and I will stop receiving coins. Why should I give up hundreds of coins for 1 piece of gold? Let them laugh, let them call me a fool. I would rather be mocked and keep building my treasure than impress them once and lose everything." The minister stood in silence. For the first time, he realized his son wasn't foolish at all. In fact, he was wiser than anyone in the court, perhaps wiser than the king himself. From that day on, whenever people mocked his son, the minister no longer felt hurt. He no longer blushed with shame. Instead, he simply smiled quietly because he knew the truth. He knew his son's wisdom was far greater than their shallow laughter. The lesson is simple. Some will laugh, some will doubt you, some may even call you insane. But real intelligence is seen only by those who understand it. The choice mocked today could be the very decision that leads to your success tomorrow. Being underestimated is not a weakness, it's often the beginning of silent strength. Even when judged unfairly, true wisdom always finds a way to shine. When doubt surrounds you, don't let it break your spirit. If you are doing the right thing, let them laugh, let them doubt you. Be patient, trust your wisdom, and keep moving forward. Remember, achievement doesn't need a spotlight. Don't show off. Focus on your path, and one day your quiet success will echo louder than their laughter, because sometimes the fool is the wisest person of all. Tap subscribe and discover stories that bring you closer to greatness.